It's time for another Driven feature, and those of you who know the team know that we have one member who loves a bit of luxury and never comes out in the rain. That's John Marcar, so we've managed to find him a Bentley with a little bit of nefarious history. This was once owned by so potentially has been in the back.
Unfortunately, since filming this video, we've had a gentle nudge on the shoulder from our lawyers who have decided that in the interests of both our well-being and in the pursuit of avoiding alarming levels of legal action, we absolutely categorically cannot tell you who used to own this car. No, really, we can't.
John?
Now, as Andy says, this is a car with a fairly interesting history because the first registered owner was a certain... You could say that this car was potentially bought with other people's pension money. So, I hear you ask, why are we driving a 2005 Bentley Arnage? It's not exactly a new car, but is it cool? Yes, is the answer to that. Was this car cool when it first came out in 2005? I don't really know if it would have been, but now, 15 years later, it certainly feels like it's got a lot of road presence. It's very big. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than it was. This is a car that cost just shy of £200,000 when it was new. You could pick them up now for less than £30,000. Now, what else makes it cool, other than the fact that it's black on black on black with black leather interior, perforated leather, even on the roof lining? That does make it cool. And the fact that it has been owned by a criminal. And as we all know, the secret ingredient to anything fun is crime. I should point out that wasn't actually criminally convicted. So here we are outside the car, and this is probably the best opportunity to get a true scale of the thing. It is a big car, and like we said on the road, it's quite a heavy thing as well. It's over 2.5 tons, 2,500 kilos, or 5,000 pounds if you speak American. So it is quite heavy. Luckily, under the bonnet here, we've got a 6.75, although this is a Bentley, so we don't say 6.75, we say 6.75 litre engine. It's a V8, and it has not one but two turbos. It's a twin turbo V8 with 500 brake horsepower. And whilst we're talking about the engine, it's quite an interesting one, because think of modern Bentleys and you'll most likely think of Volkswagen. This is a pre-Volkswagen car. The engine inside here is the second longest run production engine ever to be made, which makes it quite cool. The electronics and everything else inside is actually from the area that BMW owned the car. So there's a couple of little quirks and features that you'll recognise if you've been looking at BMWs of a similar age. So I started this feature by asking a crucial question, and that was, is a 2005 Bentley Arnage cool? The answer, in my opinion, yes, this one very much so. This has been a Driven feature for Driven Chat. Listen to our weekly radio show on talkRADIO every Saturday and Sunday. Find us on all social media channels at Driven Chat, and see everything that we do at drivenchat.com.